Hey guys, Tatiana Ward here, aka BEATFACEHONEY. It seems like back when I was starting to do makeup that the super harsh cut crease was really popular. I see so many girls coming to my classes that really want to learn the cut crease, and I'm like, okay, well I have 8 million videos where you can learn the cut crease, but today we're going to do the things that make you money. But I thought that I would revisit the cut crease for you guys in the more subtle way that we see it being done more and more nowadays. You see, it's not as harsh as like a solid black line like the way we used to do it back in the day. Although this was always, you know, I really don't believe in makeup trends. I just think that it's silly. I think that good makeup is good makeup. Not that this wasn't, it just wasn't as popular to do the subtle cut crease as it was to do the harsh, you know, drag cut crease. I very rarely use glitter on clients, which just stopped me from using glitter overall. Plus, I really just, glitter's like a nightmare to carry. So if I can get away with not carrying it, I will. I know you guys love glitter, so I'm here for you, boo. Love this lip, though. I really love this lip. But if you're having a hard time learning glitter, if you're having a hard time learning a cut crease, I will always encourage you, if you're an aspiring makeup artist, that is, to focus more on the subtle looks, because that's what's going to get you paid. That's what's going to make you more money. But of course, we should be prepared to do as many looks as we possibly can. I can do a cut crease on somebody if they insist. I can do anything on somebody if they insist. That's part of becoming a good makeup artist. How I did it? So yeah. If you like the look and if you want to learn how I did it, then stay tuned. Okay guys, if you notice, I extended my eyebrow a little bit further than I normally would, using MAC's Spiked Brow Pencil. I'm just filling in and elongating, and again making it longer than I normally would, and taking an angled brush with some concealer on it, I am going to clean up the edge of that brow. Taking MAC's Painterly Paint Pot, I'm going to prime my lid. I'm making sure that I carry my product outward. But remember, you're carrying your product and your look goes all the way out. So I want to make sure that I'm going to take this frosted color from Juvia's Place. The color is called Zuri. And I'm placing that as the highlight under my brow. This is the very first makeup brush that I ever bought, and I still have it. I don't know why I picked this to be my first one. I have no idea. Don't remember the logic behind it. Probably because it was cheap, because it's small, maybe. It is a MAC 233. Now I'm going to go into Extra Better from my Ultimate Basics Naked Palette, Urban Decay. Taking a MAC E35, I'm spreading that above my crease, making sure that I carry it out. It's going to look sloppy, but that's okay, because we're going to clean it up eventually. And I'm going to move into a smaller brush, my MAC brush here. And I'm going to use this orangey color from Makeup Forever. The number on the back says MA162. Here I am, a professional makeup artist, and I still have no idea how Makeup Forever numbers their products. Like, there's no sticker on the back of it. It's just like printed on there, and I have no idea. Putting that burnt orange right in my crease. Gonna pick up my other brush and go back into that Urban Decay palette, just overlapping my colors, making sure that they merge together nicely. So I went from this color to this color. This one is also Makeup Forever. This is an M618, making sure that I keep the darkest color right at my crease. Okay, now I'm going to take my Painterly Paint Pot that I used to prime the lid, and I'm going to use that as an eraser. This is how I would normally do a cut crease. But I'm going to make sure that I'm looking dead ahead and that the fold of my eye is relaxed where it normally would be when my eyes are open. The whole objective is to get it a little bit above your natural crease. So my cut crease right here is just slightly above my natural crease. So I want to make sure that the folds of my eyes are rested where they normally would be. I'm taking that product and I'm using it as an eraser, going above my crease. It's no longer acting as a primer, it's now acting as an eraser. Kind of like how when I define under my brow, I'm not necessarily using it as concealer. I'm using it to clean up the edge of my eyebrow with that concealer. So now you see the difference in space. When I raise my brow, you can see it. I'm going to fill in. I have a nice clean edge there. So now I have a clean edge. I want to go into Sheba from my Juvia's Place palette. I'm using that as the color on my lid, being careful not to over cross that line that I've created for myself. Now I could take a pencil brush and very delicately, just tickling the skin, darken up right up against my ledge. Still to this day, my favorite glitter adhesive and glitter is Lit Cosmetics. That's going to be my adhesive, and I'm going to use an LA Splash glitter. It's a coppery kind of glitter. Keeping my eye closed, I'm putting that adhesive on. Again, making sure not to go above the crease that I created for myself. You're going to want to give it a second or two before you begin to put glitter on, because just like lash glue, it's got to get a little sticky before it'll actually adhere. I'm using a dry brush now to put on my glitter. And I'm making sure that I'm not getting too close to the lash line. If I have too much glitter at my lash line, it's going to make it really hard for when I try to put on my eyeliner. So I don't even bother getting all the way into my lash line here. I'm going to use my favorite eyeliner from Inglot, number 77. It is a cream eyeliner. I'm going to make it a point, but I'm doing it pretty loosely, because I don't even want it, this one is kind of blended out. I don't want it to be like a super perfect line. I want it kind of smudged out, and that stuff dries really quickly. And honestly, it's not even the best product to use, but I ain't even gonna lie to you. I literally don't use any other eyeliner but that, so I don't even have any other eyeliner, if we're keeping it real. If you could get something that is not so quick to dry, it'll look prettier once you try to smudge it out. I'm taking our darkest brown that I put in the very crease of the lid, and I'm kind of going over that line, trying to smudge it out. But like I said, if it were more of an emollient, wet, not so fast drying product, it would smudge out even prettier. Okay, now I could take a wet wipe and begin to clean it up, even though I'm gonna have to clean it up some more. But I can kind of draw myself my edge here. In all of my latest videos, I have been using a drugstore product. It's True Match from Loreal. Did you just clutch your pearls at that one? Huh? I love busting myths, such as, oh, God forbid, you can only use expensive product, because it's just not true. I have literally used drugstore foundation on, let's just say, big celebrities. I reserve those details for people who take my classes, because you're not allowed to record my classes. All right, now I'm replenishing some of this foundation. I'm going to go into another Makeup Forever color that's kind of a darker brown, M630, and I'm going to begin to kind of sloppily put that on the lower lash line. Taking that same brush, just turning it on its side, I'm going to put our dark brown right up against that lash line. You could take your gel liner, that same Inglot, using the same angled brush that I used to put it on the top, and I'm putting that on my waterline and kind of carrying it down, blending it and smudging it out, acting quickly so that it doesn't have a chance to dry. I'm going to go back into my dark brown eyeshadow and just kind of run that through, smudging it before it has a chance to really dry. And I'm going to take another wet wipe and not carry it down so far, but really make sure that I've cleaned up my edge to where I want it. So I'm not sure if it's just a Trinidadian brand, but it is a mink lash. And the lash name is called Drama Queen. Going right up against my lower lash line with my concealer. Gonna press that out with your beauty blender. Make sure you're not getting too close to your line. I mean, you want to get right up on it, but make sure that you're not carrying any of your eyeshadow down onto the skin. I'm going to set this and I'll be right back. Okay, and now that I set under my eye, I'm just going to take that brush that I used to put on my dark eyeshadow underneath. And I'm just making sure that I don't have too harsh of a line under here. I keep all kinds of tinted powders, like all kinds. MAC's Studio Fix powder to warm myself back up. But like I said, in my kit, I have so many different powders, like so many different. Now you see my warmth coming back. And I'm going to reinforce my contour again with a powder. Okay, and I'm going to use that Zuri color, which is the same that we used for the highlight under the brow. The shimmery color right here. Just put that right speck in the inner tear duct. Going to make sure I really get into these bottom lashes. I'm going to go into these two browns in my Urban Decay palette. I'm going to use the lighter one and then the darker one towards my eyebrow. The lighter one is called Faith. I'm bringing that inside. If you look back, we really didn't put anything there. Okay, so this is the lighter one that I'm putting on first. And then I'm going to concentrate the darker of the two, which is called Lockout, right there at the brow. Not bringing it in nearly as far as I did the other. Okay, I'm going to take this Dose of Colors highlighter, Peach Glow, using a Makeup Forever fan brush. Take some and put it right down the bridge of the nose. Come on. This is kind of pretty. Actually, it's really pretty. A lipstick from Urban Decay called Snog. Don't know if you know, but snogging in England is kissing. I used to bartend in Florida, and I would tell everybody that I was from England. And one day a lady came in who was from England, and she looked at me and goes, "What part are you from?" And I said, "Oh, Manchester. Gotta go." The whole night I barely talked to her. She was on to me, she knew. Ended up that she was the last person at the bar for the entire night. And she's making out with this guy, and she turns to me and goes, "My friend just asked me what snogging is, do you know?" Thank God, because that's like the only slang that I know. And I was like, "Oh yeah, of course, it's kissing." Tatiana 1, British lady 0. So yeah, it's called Snog. And that is part of the Urban Decay Vintage Vice Lipstick line. And of course, if you're looking for a detailed list of all of the products that I've used, you can look in the description box down below. Make sure that you're subscribed to me. I'm going to be coming out with a lot more videos. I hope you really like this look. I really like it. I'm really hoping that this lipstick doesn't make my teeth look yellow though. Oh well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you right back here really soon. Bye.